I was telling you guys in the last video that I was needing a 2A5 and a number 27 tube for our Stewart Warner restoration. And these are the guys that I usually deal with. VacuumTubes.net. And they're out of Florida. And this site is ran by Roy and Dale Rajowski. They also have they go under the name of Radio Electric Supply as their business. And they got a little bit of everything on here. They've been in business for over 35 years. They have over 12 million tubes in stock. And they do accept PayPal. That's nice. That's becoming widely accepted anymore. But their price list is right here, and it basically opens up a user interface where you can select your tubes. And they even have ballast tubes, relay sockets, and other miscellaneous items. Tons and tons of tubes. But here's what I found on their site. 2A5 right here. There's no other tube to cross references with a 2A5. $15. Go up here and click. Our number 27. According to them, the other thing references a 27, but we know 56 does. $12 a piece. So go back up there and click again. We find a 56 right here, which we know a 56 is a replacement for a 27 because it's in that radio. $7. Now, why would a number 56 be $5 cheaper than a number 27 when they both do the exact same thing? Anybody can answer me that question? Have at her. But this is again VacuumTubes.net, and they claim to be the largest selection of vacuum tubes in the world. And you can reach them at that phone number right there. Hey guys, I was upstairs digging around the other day, and I happened upon this set and I forgot about it. This is an Admiral. And I bought this at the same time I bought my Sylvania 542 that we just finished up. And this is an AM only radio tube chassis. And it is a model 7T04-N and uses a chassis 5N1. And this is your standard 5-tube set. It uses a 35Z5 rectifier and a 50L6 output tube, and a 12SA7, a 12SK7, and a 12SQ7. And this is made by the Admiral Corporation when they were in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois. Now, when I bought this set, I think I only give 15 or 16 bucks for it. It wasn't a whole lot, but it had this tag on its power cord at that time that says "Do not plug in, does not work." And if you look back at my channel, you'll find a video when I brought this home and kind of went into it a little bit. We found a very dark output tube in this radio, which doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. They run fairly hot anyway, produce a lot of heat. And the tube tester will decide its fate. And I took the chassis out of the cabinet and went through it at that time, but I didn't know a whole lot about radios and how tube radio circuitry was supposed to be and all that good stuff. So this is a set that I'm going to be working on kind of on my own, in between the Motorola 51X and the Stewart Warner AM shortwave chassis, and I thought this would be a good little project. It doesn't require all my attention, but be a good learning set too if something's wrong that I can troubleshoot. That Sylvania threw me a few curveballs that I wasn't expecting, and maybe this set will kind of teach me a little bit more about things to look for. So I'll take this out of the cabinet right now. This is just a regular old pine cabinet. Nothing fancy. This is a very basic radio. It has a, get this back around. This has a glass dial, and you can see the dial cords broke. I dug around and found the knobs for it. I'd taken them off so they wouldn't get lost or broke. But it's just a basic pine cabinet, nothing fancy. In fact, it just has a little bit of stain on it. So let me go get a screwdriver. We'll open this up and see what it looks like inside. Starting to get very cluttered over here. Jeez Louise. What a messy bench. Huh. Gotta do something about this before long. I just barely remember what the inside of this looked like. It's been almost 2 years since I've had this chassis out. And looks like we have some mud daubers that have been in there. Wasps, mud wasps, whatever you guys want to call them. You can see evidence of that on that side. And the chassis itself is pretty rough. I mean, we've seen a lot worse, of course. Got a lot of rust on the side of the tuning condenser. So, come on. There's our broken dial cord. That can be fixed easy enough. The speaker's in good shape, really good shape. Looks about like the one that was in my Sylvania set. Audio output transformers right on top, easily accessible. Tuning condensers free, no binding. Our IF cans are pretty rough, they need cleaned. Our 12SQ7, this is nice, they printed the tube numbers right on the chassis on this one. Here's our output tube, our 50L6. This is our 12SK7. This is our 30Z5 rectifier tube. And down in here somewhere is our... oh no, I'm sorry, that's the rectifier tube right there. This is our last 12SA7 right here. Looks like we've got some rodent damage. Well, let's flip this up and see what it looks like, because I truly don't remember. That is ugly. Wow. That is freaking ugly. Jiminy. Everything's original. It still has its original filter capacitors in it. It's going to need some wiring. Practically all the wiring is going to have to be redone in it. Boy, this thing's nasty. There's some paper from something. Not exactly sure what. I don't see any capacitors blown in half, but I do see what looks like something gnawed on the capacitors. Obviously got some rodent damage in here, and it's probably a good thing for everybody's sake that somebody wrote on this, do not plug in, does not work. Here we go to our rectifier tube right here off the line cord, and then the other side of that goes all the way up here and goes to our switch. We come out to our first capacitor. This wire is going to be all replaced. It's all brittle. That's actually the capacitor lead instead of the cloth covered wire. That is a horrible looking capacitor. It is all swelled. Solar. It's a big capacitor. I'm going to have to look. I think I might have a schematic for this radio. There's one little, not really a bumblebee capacitor. It's black with a white stripe up it. It's a sprig. 0.05 at 600 volt. That's obviously a repair. Well, it's going to be an interesting project. I don't think it's going to be anything too hateful. This looks like our oscillator coil right here. And then our IF cans are open from the bottom. Here's one, and up here's the other. Small little, probably quarter or half watt dog bone resistors. And some like rubber coated wire. Nothing looks really tore up though. Well, this should make for an interesting restoration. I've been wanting to get into this set for a long time. Like I said, I actually put it on the back burner and forgot about the poor thing. The other day I was on Amazon.com and I was searching around for screwdrivers to take my iPod apart. I showed you in the last random video, and while I was on there I needed X amount of merchandise to get free shipping. Well, once I reached that amount, my packages came. The first one came the other day. This is a product from GC Electronics. It's an anti-static alignment kit for radios and TVs. 9 different alignment tools. That'll come in handy. And the company on Amazon was called Technatool. And I think they're out of, let's see, they're out of Worcester, Pennsylvania. I think these cost me about $12. Very nice product. Arrived in a timely manner. And we'll try these out on the next few radio repairs we do. This is what makes it nice. For a while I was keeping track every time I bought a radio, and this book is labeled radio schematics, capacitor charts, resistor charts, receipts for stuff that I bought, and I was looking every time I bought a radio to find a schematic and put it in here. And I think, yep, right there. This radio is a 1949 Admiral. And I bought it, I guess I bought it in 2012. I was thinking it was a year older than that. And I obviously went to Nostalgia Air. Yep, 7004, pre-1949. Hey, and there's our schematic. Let's set this down for that. It's nice to have this information available to us, courtesy of Nostalgia. I'd like to meet them guys and tell them great thanks for stuff that they've done, not just for me, but for everybody in the radio restoration field. Let's have a look-see at this. Okay, yep, that was our oscillator coil downstairs there. There's our tube lineup. A very simple circuited radio. Here's our capacitor we were in question on, a C4. Sitting across the line cap. 0.1 microfarad. Okay, that wasn't the one. Oh, I'll do some digging and I'll find him. Here's our filter capacitors, C9A and C9B. 30 and 50 microfarad, 150 volt. We've got all of those. I've had them for quite some time. I think my first initial capacitor order with WJOE, I ordered the parts for this radio about a year ago. And we'll figure out which capacitor that big nasty one was. It's all swollen and moldy looking. And test that volume control. There's got to be a reason why this thing's not getting power. I don't know if maybe a capacitor went short of the rectifier tube. It's really hard to tell. Oh, that's handy. You got the tube socket layout here. It's got everything numbered with all its voltages. Awesome. Here's our dial string layout, which is not too complicated. Basically comes, from what I'm seeing, off one side, goes down around the knob, comes up over this, down to our pointer, back below this on the bottom side, makes a loop and comes up around our tuning capacitor wheel pulley. And it's kind of nice. I can't show it to you on this video with the camera, but there's dial scale markings on the cabinet itself on that glass front, but there's also dial scale markings on this paper coated background here. That'll be handy. It's probably for aligning it while it's out of the cabinet. That's a smart idea. Very smart idea. So guys, this is going to be getting worked on too, in unison with the two other sets that I have in the works right now. Need to get a speaker recone for the 51X12 Motorola. I'm working on a deal with Speaker Freak 95 on that. If he's able to do it, I might ship it off to him. If not, I'm going to have to either try to tackle it by myself or find somebody else that can do it for me. It needs a new cone, and it vibrates real bad when it plays. Got some holes in the cone that are beyond patching. The cone is paper, but it's just like it's been wet at one time, drawing a lot of dampness. You just barely touch it and your finger will go right through it and crack it. It's real kind of weak and kind of odd. You know, it needs some help that I can't give it. And on the Stewart Water, y'all are watching those videos. I appreciate your comments on that. That's been a very interesting project thus far, and it will be another video coming out later this week on that one. I'm not going to give you any hints on that at all. You guys stay glued to the channel and you'll see what's going on. So for now, guys, working on a few other things here. My old slow computer here in the basement. I'm trying to get some video editing software on that, and I found a free copy of PowerDirector 12. We're going to try it. I don't have any video editing software on this old laptop. It runs Windows XP. We'll see how it handles it, and we'll be able to edit our videos from down here in the shop instead of going upstairs and clogging up that computer for hours on end. So for now, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. I know we did here. Ate way too much. Should have took a nap, but I survived. Ate my coffee there. And before you know it, it'll be the dreaded Christmas word. Be here before you know it. Thanks for watching.